If we can contribute today to alleviate food shortages, whether it's it's government purchases, expanding the markets, helping the World Food Program, I think this is a very big contribution that we can make, and we are prepared to make that.
In terms of upping its role in trilateral relationships, and you spoke about helping within sub-communities or community with small c, and how can India actually help the Indo-Pacific region, and more specifically the SIDS, and more specifically Mauritius? Thank you.
Look, let me actually give you a set of answers. One, let's look at the immediate crisis we are facing, the knock-on effects of the Ukraine conflict. As I said, one impact of that we see in energy prices, but one we see in terms of food shortages and food inflation. And India can make a difference today by stepping in terms of export of agricultural commodities, especially wheat. And that is the case. We are trying to see how we can supply more wheat to meet global shortfalls. There are, of course, some constraints here, which is that what we have in terms of public stocks, there are WTO limits on trading with those stocks. But this is a very unusual situation. So we hope that the WTO would look at it in that manner. But if we can contribute today to alleviate food shortages, whether it's it's government purchases, expanding the markets, helping the World Food Program, I think this is a very big contribution that we can make, and we are prepared to make that. In terms of something longer term, we've always had a history of South-South cooperation. Even when our resources were less, our income levels were lower, we've always tried to do, we tried to share what we could. It's been visible in terms of projects, in terms of training, in terms of education, and in terms of sharing experiences and best practices. Now, that has steadily expanded as we have become bigger. I mean, in the case of Mauritius, there are some very good examples of that development partnership. The metro in Mauritius, the Supreme Court in Mauritius, social housing projects. These are all good examples, and I can pretty much cite that across a very large part of the developing world. I think today, if I were to look in terms of our development projects, I think probably there are about, my rough memory is about 65, 70 countries in the world where we have done development projects, which would actually be close to almost 1,000. So when I said that, to me, self-reliance is not just having more capability at home, it is also bringing that capability to play in terms of larger global requirements and development.